Hello everybody, my name is Neil Malik. It's April 11th, 2012, and this is episode number 12 of NAC TV, Pivot Tables 102. As I was just saying, Pivot Tables 102. If you'd like to see Pivot Tables 101, please check out episode number 9 of NAC TV. I did that on March 17th of this year. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take what we just learned about pivot tables in episode number 9, and we're going to add on a few more pieces. So first off, we're going to go into this larger table of information right here, make a pivot table out of it. Remember that when we make a pivot table out of this information, we're choosing categories of things that would go across the top and down the left-hand side of a table, as well as a piece of information that will go into the center of the table that can be calculated. And so as you can see right here, we end up with the sum total of all the salaries in each of the different states and in each of the different departments. Kind of cool. So what can we do with this to make it more useful, more interesting? What sorts of things can we tack onto our standard use of pivot tables? First thing, right now we are doing a sum total of all the salaries. What happens though if I swap out salary for something like hourly rate, or swap it out for something like how much we're saving for retirement, things like that? Well, if we do that, I don't really care what the sum total of the hourly rates is. I don't really care about what the sum total of the amount we're saving for retirement is. What I would care more about is I'd care more about the average hourly rate. And what if I took last names and dropped them in there? I wouldn't care about the average or the sum total of the last names. Instead, what I'd be looking for is the count of the last names. So what I can do is not only drop in a different piece of information and have it count that information, but also I can choose the value field settings and I can choose to average or max or min that information instead of doing the sum total. So you can see it's really easy just to take the exact same thing we were doing in episode number 9 and just shift it a little bit so the calculation is exactly what you need to see. What else can we do? The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a sum total. I'm going to look at those numbers and realize, you know what, it would be a lot better for me if those numbers were actually currency values. All you have to do is go over to your element that goes into the total area, click on it, choose to change its settings, choose to change its number formatting, and there you go. I can change that to a currency value instead of having it be just a simple number, something along those lines. And finally, we might also want to take the information that's already there and we might want to filter it down. So you can see here I have drop-down arrows over on the left-hand side and across the top of the screen. If I click on those drop-down arrows, you'll see that I can decide to eliminate some of those options and so only put those elements in the pivot table that I really want to see. So as you can see, we can take exactly what we did in episode number 9 and now layer a little bit more on top of it. Being able to reformat the numbers, being able to run a different calculation, being able to show only a subset of the data, all really useful stuff. Episode number 13, we're going to go back in there and we're going to show how you can run a report on which types of elements go into each of those different numbers. We'll also show you guys how to do a chart for that, and we'll also show you how to do a running total. Very cool stuff all the way around. That's it for episode number 12, and remember, be exceptional.